All right, I'm Tim Kennedy, founder of Apogee, and my partner Matt Boudreau and I, right here in Austin, Texas, 3 years ago, had coffee after a workout and recognized that we needed to do something different than what currently existed in education. We created something entirely new with the mission and purpose first, which was to reseed freedom into the next generation by educating the entire family. This was the idea that kind of changed everything. The idea that you could just drop your kids off and let someone else with whatever their beliefs and their ideas raise your children seemed wrong and dangerous. So this idea of freedom and sovereignty is the backbone and cornerstone of everything that we do at Apogee. Currently, we're sitting at Apogee Cedar Park, which is the first school in the Apogee, the beginning of what is now the Apogee family, as we have hundreds of schools that are going to be opening all over the nation and all over the world. Matt, at the helm of all of that, is a man after my own heart. I love you dearly, Matt. Yeah, he's the best. With me right here is Jen, who is the director of Apogee Cedar Park. The kids are outside playing, so we snuck into the classroom right now. And so we're just I don't think a lot of people know her, as Jen is very private and has a wonderful family with an amazing husband. We met at an Apogee event.
Right.
The very first time that I ever saw you was your beautiful pregnant belly, in the middle of the summer with your cheeks just glowing red. And I could see the wheels turning in your brain as what is happening in front of me? Like, what is going on? Who are these kids and what exactly is happening? And that was the first time that you ever saw Apogee.
True.
Yeah, whether it was divine intervention, now you're the director of the school. I love your husband dearly. So what is your education background?
So I grew up in Israel, and I started my journey around 16 years old in a youth movement. Even as a kid, I always loved kids. So I started being as a counselor, and then in the army, we have to do army there. I was an instructor, and when I was done with the army after 2 years, I just realized I need to keep going. I need to keep teaching and talking to the younger generation. That was my calling. So I decided to become a teacher, and I have a diploma in special education. And that's how I started rolling, working for nonprofits, working with unprivileged kids mostly. And then we moved here because of my husband's work. And now I'm here at Apogee Cedar Park.
And we are very lucky for it. What was the genesis? Like, where did your passion for education come from? Like, why did you want to be a teacher?
So I guess that's a good question. I would say, as a kid, I was a very good kid, but I always noticed that the teachers weren't dealing great with kids that are misbehaving, and it always bothered me. Then when I was in the army and I was exposed to more populations, then I saw that people sometimes lack opportunity. So I think if I need to choose one word, is opportunities. That's why I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to give opportunities to kids to be the best version of themselves, no matter where they came from. And kids are awesome, they're smart, they know what they like, they have a lot of talent, and I want them to be able to
be themselves.
Yeah,
meet
and
their
I want them
potential.
to be able to be themselves and to succeed in life, no matter where they came from.
So we just came from the middle school where they gave us a presentation on, they designed a billboard for Cancel Cancer, doing a partnership with another huge organization here in Austin, helping the Dell Children's Hospital, and their confidence, their preparation. Like, it's so evident that there's something unique about obviously I'm biased because I love our kids.
Same.
But they're different. Like, when you look at an Apogee family You see parents that are, whether they're entrepreneurs, they're healthy, like they're intentional, they're disciplined. And obviously that, then the second order effect, as the children are kind of following in those same footsteps, you see children the same way.
Right.
We just got a great presentation. Kids standing there with confidence, giving us all the information about their program to literally fight cancer. How is Apogee different?
I think in every possible good way. So I think we allow the kids to be kids, first of all. They can play outside more than once a day, usually twice, 3 times a day. Fool around, that's okay. That's a part of being a kid. I think we give them an opportunity to be responsible for their own journey. At the beginning of every year, they need to come up with a studio code. A studio is how we call a classroom, and they need to come up themselves and they hold each other accountable. So that's something that is very important. We give them responsibility. They have jobs. They need to clean their studio. They need to be on top of their own education. And I don't think I know any other school that do that. Yeah. So that's pretty unique.
Just in the presentation that we were sitting with middle schoolers, asking them what kind of rehearsals and preparation and notes did they have, and each one of them had their own unique approach to it. You and I think you're brilliant. Obviously, you're good at everything that you do, but we are very different in how we approach and prepare for things. Beautifully different, and that's totally fine. And every single one of these brilliant minds has to develop their own system and processes. Yeah, sure, we'll give them tools, we'll give them resources, and that is our job as educators, but ultimately they have to struggle through it. And for me, is one of the biggest differences for Apogee, is there's room for them to fail here. With the responsibility, if you look around, this is it looks like a perfect classroom. This is not made perfect by janitors coming in here. This isn't the teacher cleaning up after them. This is them taking ownership, sovereignty, and agency over their own, and these are little ones. These are tiny.
These are 4 to 6 year olds.
Yeah, and they are they're in control of their own kind of destinies in their moment here, to include their failures. They're gonna fail at things, and that's fine. They're gonna struggle with things, and that's fine. They're gonna not succeed, and for a lot of parents, they need that A on the wall. They need on their refrigerator, a gold little sticker that Johnny did great today. What learning is happening when every time they're just getting spoon-fed something that they're gonna have to regurgitate later? What is that preparing them for?
Nothing.
It's not the life I know. Nope. There's no, I surely haven't had an easy moment in my life that hasn't had adversity, struggle, pain, and failure. Not that there's pain in the classroom, but there's absolutely adversity, struggling, and failure. What do you hope for every soul that walks in the classroom? So every one of those kids that walks through our front doors, what is your hope for them?
That's a great question. I want them to be kind. I want them to be critical thinkers. They are going to be citizens at some point and adults, and they need to be able to think for themselves. And I want them to make good decisions as an individuals and also as a part of this beautiful country.
Yeah. Well, I love this school. I love the Apogee family. And we want this to grow. That we don't own these ideas, we don't own this approach, but we have created systems and processes for people to kind of meet their own destinies and their own potentials, both parents and kids. This is another question for you. What do you look for in a family that comes here and wants to be part of the Apogee family?
I would say open-minded family. I know school is about education, the core skills, and that's important, but also about being ready for life. And that means we're gonna be outside a lot. We're gonna do a lot of field trips. We're gonna ask for parents to be a part of the process and being engaged. So I want a family that is open for that. I want a family that believes in freedom within structure, because this is what we're about. and I want a family that has good energy because it's fun being here.
Yeah. We have, from application to finally a family being admitted, the family, the parents are often being as graded as much as the children are.
True.
We want good, healthy families with shared values and purpose. It creates magic in every single one of these classrooms. If you don't live in the Austin area or you're not moving, you can go to apogeestrong.com. We have mentorship for parents, for moms and dads, and for young men and young women. This approach, like the mission, is to reseed freedom through education of the entire family so that we have a chance for this next generation. So if you're here, go and apply at apogeecedarpark.com, and or if you're moving here. If you're not, go check out apogeestrong.com and become part of the Apogee family. God bless, stay safe, stay free, and thank you, Jen, for your time.
Thank you.